Learners, welcome to our grade 8 video lesson. I am super excited to give what you need to learn today. I will make sure that you'll enjoy watching while learning. This week, I will be sharing important matters from English 8 Quarter 2 Module 1. I am your teacher Bryan, and let's begin our video lesson. Have fun! For this week, our most essential learning competency is explain visual and verbal relationship illustrated in tables, graphs, and information maps found in expository texts. This lesson is guided by the following objectives. 1. Identify the different types of graphical representation. 2. Identify important elements found in tables, graphs, and information maps. And 3. Make concrete discussions using the visual and verbal relationship of data presented in tables, graphs, and information maps. By the way, grade 8 learners, please prepare your SLM, a pen and paper for your answers. Have your attendance checked by your English teacher too. Are you ready, grade 8?
Yes!
Wow, that's cool. So, let's begin. Let's answer this pre-assessment test. Test A. Directions. Read the questions carefully. Write the letter of your answer on a separate sheet of paper. 1. What is graphical representation? It is A and blank. Choices are A. Visual display of data using plots and charts. B. Represents graphs and concepts of information. C. Displays some of the data from the given text. D. Presents numbers and letters. Number 2. What type of text gives reliable and factual information about a certain topic? A. Descriptive. B. Expository. C. Narrative. D. Persuasive. Number 3. What graphical representation shows data or information in rows and columns? A. Tables. B. Graphs. C. Pictures. D. Informative maps. Number 4. What graphical representation is commonly shown through bars, lines, or slices? A. Tables. B. Graphs. C. Informative maps. D. Graphic organizer. 5. What type of graph is commonly used when you want to represent changes of data over a period? A. Pie graph. B. Bar graph. C. Pictograph. D. Line graph. For test B, read the text and closely observe the important entries inside the concept map. Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is diverse because a certain group has its own characteristics which distinguish them from among others. For instance, animals can be classified into vertebrates and invertebrates. Vertebrates are those with backbone. Under this classification includes mammals, birds, fishes, reptiles, and amphibians. On the other hand, invertebrates are those without backbone. Examples of these are mollusks, insects, corals, crustaceans, and octopuses. Number 1. What is the article all about? A. Ecosystem. B. Food chain. C. Classification of animals. D. Animals' natural habitat. Number 2. How many groups of animals do we have in the text? A. 1, B. 2, C. 3, D. 4. Number 3. Based on the reading text, what are the two classifications of animals? A. Birds and insects. B. Fishes and corals. C. Mammals and mollusks. D. Vertebrates and invertebrates. Number 4. The following are examples of vertebrate animals except A. Fishes, B. Insects, C. Mammals, D. Reptiles. Number 5. The following are examples of invertebrate animals except A. Amphibians, B. Corals, C. Crustaceans, D. Mollusks. Number 6. Comparing the two groups of animals, what makes vertebrates differ from invertebrates? A. Vertebrates have backbone. B. Vertebrates are wild animals. C. Vertebrates have unique colors. D. Vertebrates don't have backbone. Number 7. What makes the animal kingdom diverse? A. All animals live in the same habitat. B. The food chain makes the animal kingdom unique. C. Animals and human beings live in the same habitat. D. Animals have different groups with distinct characteristics. Now let's check your answers. For test A, the answers are 1. A. 2. B. 3. A. 4. B. 5. D. For test B, the answers are 1. C. 2. B. 3. D. 4. B. 5. A. 6. A. And 7. D. Did you get all the correct answers, students?
Yes!
Wow, that's very good. In your previous lesson, you learned that emotive language refers to word choices that are actually designed to stir up emotional responses. Its main purpose is to convince the reader or listener to share the writer or speaker's point of view using language that stimulates an emotional reaction. We often encounter these words in public speaking, creative writing, fictional and non-fictional writing, and even on daily conversations. Most of these words are adjectives, verbs, and adverbs. For example, the words irritated, amused, and strongly denote strong impact if used in sentences. With this learning, you are now ready to discover new concepts and skills that would enable you to explain, interpret, and relate visual and verbal relationships illustrated in tables, graphs, and information maps found in expository text. Let's try this activity. Directions: read the text and closely observe entries in the graph. Then answer the questions that follow. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. The Earth's crust. The crust is the outer layer of the Earth, which is composed of various elements essential to human existence. There are 8 major elements found in it. These are oxygen 47%, silicon 28%, aluminum 8%, iron 5%, calcium 3.5%, sodium 3%, potassium 2.5%, and magnesium 2%. The remaining 1% is a combination of all other rare elements which is important to humans, including copper, gold, uranium, and silver. Now, answer the following comprehension questions. 1. What element in the crust covers 5% of the total element's composition? 2. What is the rarest element from among the 8 major elements found in the Earth's crust? 3. What are the 3 most abundant elements in the Earth's crust as illustrated in the graph? 4. What does the whole graph represent? A. Layers of the Earth. B. Oxygen's percentage in the Earth's crust. C. Elements that compose the Earth's crust. D. The relevance of Earth's crust to human existence. Number 5. How are the entries in the graph organized? A. From darker shade to lighter one. B. From the lighter shade to darker one. C. From the biggest element's percentage to the smallest one. D. From the smallest element's percentage to the biggest one. The answers are 1. Iron. 2. All other elements. 3. Oxygen, silicon, aluminum. 4. C. And 5. C. Did you get the correct answer? Yeah! Very good, learners. Now, let us proceed. When you try to relay data and bits of information, you cannot just simply display words and numbers on a piece of paper and expect that your readers and audience will fully understand everything you want to communicate to them. It is important to have the ability to interpret, analyze, and explain different data from various graphical representations in an expository text because it will enhance your skills in dealing with multifarious and complex academic tasks. Thus, in order to achieve competence on this component, you should be familiar with the meanings and key concepts on this particular lesson. What is an expository text? An expository text is a type of text that gives reliable and factual information about a certain topic. It usually comes with graphical representations to highlight the important data found in the article and to increase and strengthen the interpretation and learning of the readers. Always remember that graphical representations found in various expository texts are not just illustrations. They have a vital role by giving the readers the ability to directly see the essential parts of the article without any hassle. What are the different types of graphical representations? There are 3 commonly used graphical representations in expository text. These are the following. Number 1. A table. A table is a visual representation of data or information in rows and columns. And the interpretation of this table is: the table shows the data on remote enrollment of Big Kawayan National High School by grade level and by grades. It can be noted that grade 10 has the biggest number of enrollees while grade 7 has the smallest number of learners. Moreover, it can be observed that there are more female learners than male learners. Number 2. A graph. A graph is a visual representation of information commonly shown through bars, lines, or slices. 2.1. Bar graphs are mostly helpful when you want to show relationships between series of different data that are independent of each other. Please take a look at these bar graphs. And the interpretation of this is that the bar graph shows the remote enrollment data of incoming grade 8 students of Pigcawayan National High School in 3 days. It can be observed that day 1 has the highest recorded total number of enrollees, and the day 3 has the least total number of enrollees. 2.2 Line graphs. Line graphs are used when you want to represent changes of data over a period. This type of graph is useful in demonstrating numbers or trends that are interconnected. Please take a look at this line graph. And the interpretation of this is that the line graph shows the remote enrollment data of incoming grade 8 students of Pigcawayan National High School in 3 days. It can be observed that day 1 has the highest recorded total number of enrollees, and day 3 has the least total number of enrollees. 2.3 Pie charts. Pie charts are utilized to visualize how the whole was divided into various parts in which each segment of the pie is particularly a category within the total data set. In this way, it represents a percentage distribution. And the interpretation of this is that the pie chart above shows the total medals distribution of Philippines during the SEA Games. There were 149 gold medals, 117 silver medals, and 121 bronze medals distributed by our country during SEA Games. Number 3. Informative maps. Informative maps are visual organizers that show relationship and connection between information, concepts, and ideas. Informative maps are also called graphic organizers. Please see these informative maps. And the interpretation of this is that the above concept map shows the famous tourist spots in Bangkok, Thailand. There are 5 famous tourist spots. These are the Grand Palace, Pratuna Market, Ikon Siam, Wat Pho Temple, and Chao Phraya River. What is the impact of these various graphical representations to their readers? Graphical representations provide an easy, organized, and unique way of presenting large amounts of data to be presented in just one space or in a lengthy article. Also, readers will benefit from these graphics because it will provide a clearer picture of the things that text wants to convey to its audience. Now, let's test your understanding of the topic. Directions. Read the article and study the table that follows it. Team Philippines hails champion in 30th SEA Games. Team Philippines emerged victorious as it hits the overall champion during the 30th Southeast Asian Games with 149 gold medals, 117 silver medals, and 121 bronze medals after almost 2 weeks of intense competition. The Philippines bested its record in 2005 SEA Games in Kuala Lumpur, garnering only 112 gold, 85 silver, and 93 bronze medals, and finished 6th place. Vietnam secured the second spot with 96, 85, 104 medal record, followed by Thailand with 92, 102, 122 medal record, Indonesia with 72, 83, 111 medal record, Malaysia with 55, 58, 71 medal record, Singapore with 53, 46, 69 medal record, Myanmar with 4, 18, 51 medal record, Cambodia with 4, 6, 36 medal record, Brunei with 2, 5, 6 medal record, Laos with 1, 5, 27 medal record, and Timor-Leste with 0, 1, 5 medal record. The Malacanang Palace said that President Rodrigo Duterte is set to welcome the medalist who gave pride to the country on December 18, and he will personally hand over the incentives. The closing ceremony will be set in the world-class New Clark City, which will start at 6 p.m. with special performances from different international acts, including the Black Eyed Peas. The Philippines will officially entrust the SEA Games flag to the 2021 host country, Vietnam. Please see Table 1, Tally of Medals during the 30th SEA Games. Using the given data above, identify whether the statements are true or false. Write T if the statement is correct, and F if it depicts wrong information. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. 1. East Timor garnered 6 gold medals only. 2. Cambodia ranked 8th place in the SEA Games. 3. Thailand snagged the highest number of bronze. 4. The highest number of medals gotten by Singapore is bronze. 5. Table 1 depicts the tally of medals during the 30th SEA Games. 6. There were 15 Southeast Asian countries competing in the 30th SEA Games. 7. The total number of medals determined the ranking of the participating countries. 8. The Philippines was hailed as champion, garnering the record-breaking 149 gold medals. 9. Thailand ranked second after hitching a total of 318 medals in the entire competition. 10. The table shows the combined total number of medals garnered by all competing countries in the 30th SEA Games. Let's check. The correct answers are 1. T 2. T 3. T 4. T 5. T 6. F 7. F 8. T 9. F 10. T. Hey, grade 8 learners! Job well done! You did great! And that ends our lesson for today. Catch you again next time for another exciting video lesson. This has been Teacher Bryan, leaving you with this beautiful quotation from Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Bye everyone, be safe always, and have a great day ahead.